Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. As we continue our journey with the theme of heartful communication, today we focus on responsibility in expression. The awareness that every word carries consequence, both inwardly and outwardly. In heartfulness, communication is not neutral, it influences the atmosphere within and around us. Heartful communication therefore includes an ethical dimension, the responsibility to protect harmony. From a yogic perspective, speech is an action, and like all actions, it leaves an imprint. When words are spoken casually or without awareness, they can disturb inner balance or create turbulence in relationships. When words arise from a regulated heart, they restore order rather than disrupt it. For an abhyasi, this brings attention to the after effect of communication. Do our words settle the heart or agitate it? Do they clarify or complicate? Meditation sharpens this discernment. Over time, we begin to sense, even before speaking, whether a word will support harmony or introduce restlessness. Babuji Maharaj emphasizes that actions aligned with the inner current remain free from burden. Communication that is responsible leaves no trace. It fulfills its purpose and dissolves. Heartful communication includes care for one's own inner climate and also of the others. Speaking in haste, sarcasm, or irritation often disturbs the heart long after the conversation ends. Responsible communication protects inner peace by ensuring that expression does not contradict inner values. This care does not mean avoiding difficult conversations. It means approaching them with composure and clarity, allowing the heart to guide tone and intent. When responsibility is present, firmness does not become harshness and honesty does not become injury. For us, spiritual growth and daily life are not separate. Communication is one of the most frequent points where inner refinement is tested. Responsible speech ensures that daily interactions support rather than dilute inner work. And when communication is guided by responsibility, it reduces emotional leakage. There is less regret, less need for repair, and greater continuity of inner peace. Relationship also benefit as others feel respected and safe in our presence. In this way, heartful communication becomes an extension of our sadhana. Dear sisters and brothers, as we move forward, if you observe someone struggling with the impact of their words or themselves or others, this theme may quietly support them. Introducing heartfulness master classes or BHED sessions can help cultivate awareness and accountability in expression. Such sharing is most effective when offered through empathy rather than advice. You'll find the additional reading material and videos of Revered Daji, which are available on this theme of the week, Heartfulness Communication, and you can easily access it on the Heartfulness app. We will continue our inspirational reading from Heartfulness Way Book 2. And yesterday we had paused on page number 76. We will resume the reading from there. And as you will not see the text being displayed on the screen, therefore you can keep a copy of your book with you and read along. First, as Lalaji says, remove sharpness so that your speech doesn't carry any weight. Let it be soft, smooth, and balanced. free from turbulence. The heart is so tender that it wills even with the slightest disturbance. When the flow of conversation is in tune with the divine current, it touches the hearts of everyone listening. In order to develop such softness, fill yourself with love so that your words cannot hurt anyone. Our mistakes often arise in what we say, how we say it, and even the way we don't speak at times. These things convey a lot. It is especially important when you have a difference of opinion with someone. Differences are strengthening, but you may not always see them that way. You may have one opinion, your friend another, your mother another, and your work colleague yet another. By integrating all these perspectives, you will understand these things better. The trick is not to see them as conflicting or the people as your competitors, but as complementary pieces of the puzzle. Different ideas broaden and expand your outlook, your consciousness. It is productive to embrace them. In any case, differences will always be there at work, at home, everywhere. That is what brings richness to life. With emotional maturity, you will embrace diversity and learn to integrate all points of view. Daji, you are often subtle and indirect in conversation. For example, when you want to correct or criticize something in us, rather than speaking directly and individually, you speak to a group, sometimes even focusing on someone else while giving guidance about the habit. That way, we observe the advice without becoming defensive or reactive. Lalaji used to say, never offer advice unless invited, otherwise, it is likely to yield bad results. If you find any fault with anybody, pray for his freedom from it. I have learned over the years that even when people ask for advice, it is tricky because they mostly want their own point of view confirmed. They don't want to hear a different opinion. Advice is such a sensitive thing. I prefer Lalaji's second sentence. If you find any fault with anybody, pray for his freedom from it. And sometimes it's only our opinion that we are witnessing a fault due to our own beliefs and prejudices. So sometimes it isn't the other person's fault that will be removed by the prayer, but our own narrow mindedness. There is a psychological trait known as Solomon's paradox, named after the wise king from the Bible. Despite his wise guidance to others, Solomon failed to live by that wisdom, and it eventually led to the downfall of his kingdom. Solomon's paradox describes the behavior of people sharing wisdom with others, but finding it difficult to apply the same in their own lives. And modern research shows that it is commonplace. For example, you advise a friend to make changes in their diet, knowing fully well you need to do the same. Or you might suggest to a colleague not to react while you lash out over emails. You know what you need to do, but you don't do it. That leads to guilt, and the burden of hypocrisy is added on top of it. Again, Lalaji's second sentence applies. If you find any fault with anybody, pray for their freedom from it. The faults may also be yours own. Dear sisters and brothers, with this we conclude the chapter reading again. And let this reading settle into your heart. We will now turn inward to offer the universal prayer together. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. May our hearts remain in the meditative state, and may our words uphold harmony. May responsibility guide our expression, and may our presence bring peace. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare for the rest tonight, do take a few moments to offer the bedtime prayer and the reflections of the day. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining the evening session today. And we look forward to see you all tomorrow for the morning session at 6 a.m. Until then, wishing you a very good rest and a good night. Thank you.